Worldwide.
And worldwide. And I think play a little song called Ride the Void. We'll just play it as is.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the bridge of Ride the Void. I'll go with the, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's Ride the Void.
What was the one in F sharp? Is that the bridge?
Yeah. We're kind of picking around the song. It's kind of weird to play stuff out of context. With like just guitars. But yeah, it's bass in F sharp minor. So like the bridge you were speaking of was a. So like, this kind of like maybe not a not so subtle ode to the band Megadeth, but they kind of do a lot of things where for like a minor scale, you know, like so we're an F sharp minor, it'd be your typical minor, but a thing like Dave Mustaine would do a lot, and we also do.
Rest in peace.
Is we'll throw a lot of the blues scale, which is you're flatting the or adding a flat 5, so that would be like. So you kind of hear how it's like you know, very bluesy kind of. It's what's based on, kind of like a. You know, that's that sauce right there. So that riff is basically like mixing both the minor scale, so it sounds dark and everything, but with like the blues, all you know. You know, like that whole like that's Tornado Soul. So I'm kind of outing myself of what I ripped off, but yeah, well, not ripped off, and paid homage to, but actually that song is kind of based off of like with a lot of in the chorus of playing over what Alex is playing. I'm doing a lot of these like octave chords. Yeah, and the cool thing about that is like you can have it's kind of full like a chord, but it's a single note. It kind of doesn't get in the way, so you can get away with a lot of like stuff moving back and forth. So you know a lot of that stuff. So you can have like counter melodies, and it's not just this like chords like ugly on top of each other. Yeah. And a band that does that like just all the time because it works is Amon Amarth, and that was kind of one of Viking metal. They're like really big on that, so that's kind of where like that vibe came in. So yeah, it wasn't just completely ripping off Megadeth; it was ripping off Amon Amarth too. Yeah, but yeah, and actually the bridge or the lead part, that was yeah. So he's playing the melody. Yeah, and that was more just like Thin Lizzy, you know. So it's kind of cool thing about like songwriting is just be like, what if like you know Amon Amarth playing, Megadeth shows up, and then I don't know where Thin Lizzy shows up. Now we're partying. And yeah, do the whole like halftime thing. And that's actually just a version of the riff that started off the bridge in Ride the Void. And so yeah, it's kind of a fun thing about writing songs. You can just Frankenstein different bands. But yeah, so yeah, that was kind of just a saying what's up. That was from our second album. But most importantly, what we do before shows is maybe not is warm up. So I'll let Alex take it and talk about some of his warm ups.
Well, a lot of times, like depending on like the weather too, like gets like your muscles all crammed up. So like we always just kind of like stretch our hands out, do a lot of warm stretches. I mean anything to keep us like nice and limber, especially on stage if we're running around and doing some crazy stuff, especially Eli. But usually like most exercises I like to use a lot are just like getting your hands just ready to play. So anything from like so it's just all chromatic. I mean, you don't really have to like worry about like what notes you're playing, just as long as you're like keeping your alternate beat going. So I do that for a lot of rhythm practices too, just like syncopated. Kind of just getting the
picking tips?
You
the
just
faster,
gotta like,
keeping depth.
you just gotta like, just go for it, you know. Maybe like take it in short breaks, so not so like to the point where you're not like straining your like arm from like from all the down. But yeah, I mean we don't use a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I always found was like the whole like, we call it like head fill picking, you know. I always found to like try to remember to relax, because you're like, oh my god, I gotta kill this, and then your arm just starts like, yeah, it just like starts completely catching on fire, and you're like, I'm not gonna make it through the song. A thing I've noticed with down picking specifically is like I try to like keep it like as close as possible like to the strings, you know, because a lot of times you could find yourself using a lot of wasted space, you know, kind of like that, you know. So if you get that's kind of the one thing. What I always try to do, even if I don't get a chance to like play guitar, like, cause on some tours you'll be just like, oh, we're playing like this bar, like where am I gonna go set up and practice? It's cold outside, you don't want to go to the van, so I do a lot of stretches, and I kind of learned this from John Petrucci. I have this video, and he's just like,
Practice, man.
that's exactly right, yeah. So yeah, a lot of the stuff was just like kind of stretch it out like that. Kind of same stuff you did in like sports and everything, but the thing he talked about was like kind of massaging the tendons, and I actually had like tendonitis really bad. Like it was like right when Holy Grail was getting signed, and I was like super scared. I didn't tell anybody, but yeah, I was at a party, and some girl who's a masseuse like gave me this massage, and it completely like went away. It was really weird. But since then, I'm kind of like always stretching, and another thing is like I'll stretch like back like that, and obviously not too hard because you hurt yourself and then you're done. So I'll do that one, and I'll get like the thumbs, like that both sides, and then I'll do another thing where I'll put the thumb in here like that, and then I'll kind of stretch out like that. So yeah, so it kind of became my nervous tick, which is, you know, it could be worse. Is, you know, I'm kind of always stretching, and that's.
If you're interested, one of our mutual friends showed me one where he just holds all his fingers just together except for the alternate finger. So he'll do like this thing, and then do this one, and go back and forth. You remember this shit?
Yeah, that looks like you're about
The ring finger is
and then
so
like
hard.
the third
like
one's
cast
like
a spell on somebody or something.
sitting here just like I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another thing I do too is just like fretboard stretching. So it's like in the diminished pattern. And it's just like to help keep the hands like stretched when you're actually playing.
The dime shit.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Domination.
That helps a lot.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's the same thing in the yeah, the whole Cowboys from Hell.
Cowboys, yeah.
Speaking from a massage therapist point of view,
Yes. No, that's like, yeah.
hydration, very important.
Oh, that's not gonna happen on the road.
And it helps from the fascia to get stuck to the muscles, which causes the cramped up feeling. And since you're overusing the muscles, you build a lot of lactic acid, and if you just squeeze it like you do, and then break up they stick because they're dehydrated. They stick together. So the stretching really separates it.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. If you don't dehydrate, it's good to stretch. So
Yeah. So I guess just
never thought
stay
I'd be called
hydrated.
to character witness here. But
yeah.
You guys going for a little bit?
Yeah, man.
See if I can skip work for another half hour.
Yeah, and actually speaking of Dimebag Darrell, I'm not just gonna say, well, I guess it'd be the right time, but not can't just say Dimebag. You know, got it.
Yeah.
When I don't have a lot of time to warm up. Actually, ideally, if like in a perfect world, I would run through all my hard licks at like with a metronome at like 100 BPM. It's just hard to like set up and like kind of do that whole thing. But like, actually, what I took from I think it was a bootleg or something I found where talking about